Motor City, Detroit. Also with us, no stranger to BET, Tigger, co-host of BET's Rap City and a DJ here in Washington on WPGC 95.5. And via satellite from New York on this program before, Steph Lova, morning DJ now on WQHT Hot 97 in New York, the Big Apple. And we thank all of you for joining us. Thanks for coming on. Tigger, let me start with you. Tell me at the outset why you think these songs, both, are so popular.
I think No Scrubs, especially for the females, became a really big song because a lot of females, especially the women that are doing stuff with themselves, they get tired of, you know, scrubs, guys that don't have a job, hanging out the window, grabbing on them when they're walking through clubs, so on and so forth. And I feel their pain. I feel their pain. But for them to categorize every male as a scrub is wrong, because every male is not a scrub. I myself did not have a ride all the time in my life. I was not always, you know, I did live at home with mom, but, you know, we grew up and we had to move on.
Frankie, there are a lot of folk who ask the question, and I asked this again to cast no aspersion on TLC. I love those sisters, great talent. Records obviously sell, but I heard a number of brothers asking over the last few weeks, what business do these sisters who filed bankruptcy, have recording no song talking about no scrubs?
Hate the game. They're getting out of bankruptcy at this point. You know
because they play Hating on Brothers.
But because they've been there and done that, they know now what they must do. If they had not had scrubs in their life at that point, maybe they would not have had to file bankruptcy. But life imitates art. You know what I'm saying? Life imitates art. And when you talk about things like Brothers and the scrub thing, you know, a lot of the guys took it very personal, and it's very personal for women.
Steph, Lova, you think that brothers or sisters, for that matter, now you got both of these songs out, should folk take this personally, or is it just all in the name of fun? What do you think?
I think it's pretty much all in the name of fun. I mean, obviously TLC, they're speaking from experience, trying to pass on a little bit of information to the sisters, you know, and I'm not mad at that. But, you know, the brothers, they gonna come back. This reminds me of the old Roxanne battle.
Back in the 80s,
yeah. Roxanne, Drive UTFO, then it was Roxanne Shantae, the real Roxanne. I heard Roxanne's grandmother dropping records. I mean, so, you know, it's fun, it's entertainment. It's glad to see TLC back on the charts, though, you know what I mean?
All right, stand by for a second. We'll continue this conversation, just getting started, talking tonight about the hip-hop battle of the sexes, pigeons and scrubs. I think my mother's maybe catching on now. In just a moment, we'll continue our conversation with your phone calls. I know you got something to say about this, and we want to hear from you. But first, we check in with Cheryl Martin for a brief look at tonight's top news headlines. I'm not going to ask Cheryl about pigeons and scrubs.
Please
but
don't.
How about some news, Cheryl?
Thank you, that I can handle. Good evening, everyone. The trial of a Haitian man brutalized by a police officer in New York continued today without the lead defendant. Officer Justin Volpe pleaded guilty yesterday to sodomizing Abner Louima with a stick. Today, federal judge Eugene Nickerson told the jurors about the plea as the trial resumed for 4 other police officers. The judge instructed the jury to disregard Volpe's plea in considering the case against the other 4. In Boston, 8 white police officers filed a federal discrimination lawsuit against that city's police department. They say the department illegally schemed to promote African Americans. The department says there was no scheme, just a goal to maintain minority representation in all levels of the force. A lawyer for the family of slain Columbine student Isaiah Scholes says he plans to file a $250 million lawsuit against the parents of the gunman. Jeffrey Feiger says he will file the lawsuit tomorrow in Denver. Feiger is best known for representing Dr. Jack Kevorkian, the so-called suicide doctor. A white Wisconsin man could get a sentence of 196 years in prison for allegedly running down 2 black bicyclists. The case against James Lankenbach has been declared a hate crime. He drove his car over a curb and hit the 2 14-year-old cousins. Authorities say he apparently sped up and hit the boys on purpose. One is out of the hospital. The other is listed in satisfactory condition. Pro baseball player Darryl Strawberry pleaded no contest today to drug and solicitation charges. He has been sentenced to 18 months probation and must undergo more drug treatment. The Yankees outfielder faces a suspension from baseball as a multiple drug offender. Strawberry says he hopes to win back the trust of his family, teammates, and fans. O.J. Simpson is looking for a house in Miami. The Miami Herald reports Simpson has been looking at homes priced from $870,000 to $1.2 million. but he still faces a $33.5 million civil judgment for the slayings of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman. And in health news, some good news for diabetics. The Food and Drug Administration has approved Avandia, a drug that promises to fight diabetes with fewer liver risks. The drug Resolin, which many diabetics use, destroyed some patients' livers. But the FDA says Avandia could be a better choice. The drug will be commercially available in a few days. More news later, but coming up, scrubs versus pigeons. Who comes out on top? Find out what it all means in just a moment. Stay with us.
I think mainly it's just in retaliation, so I don't think they're trying to say that, the women are actually bad, but they feel disappointed like I am that they made a song about guys that way.
Guys is trying to kick it to me knowing I'm wearing my suit and they wearing their jeans and their shirt with no job. I'm going somewhere, so I hope you're going somewhere too.
Can you believe it? $1 for a bag of hot air? This must be some high-grade helium.
Well, you can't get much for $1 these days.
Oh, come on. Sure you can. You can get all your long-distance phone calls for 99 cents.
Yeah, you're sillier than that clown.
The gentleman here refers to 10-10-220.
Big shoes, big brain.
Dial it, and it's only 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes. And just 10 cents a minute after that.
I can't believe it's that cheap.
Sicker, pale-face.
Well, simply dial 10-10-220 and see for yourself.
He's very wise, but he's crying on the inside.
10-10-220.
Welcome back to the program. This is BET Tonight. I'm Tavis, Smiley. Glad you're with us. Talking tonight about hip-hop's battle of the sexes. No scrubs, no pigeons. TLC and Sporty Thieves say they're songs that describe and diss women and men who perpetrate and pretend to be something they're really not. Here to take your phone calls tonight and talk about these funny yet controversial songs and lyrics. Frankie Darcell, DJ and host of Talk of the Town on WJLB FM 98 in Detroit. Also with us, Tigger, co-host of BET's Rap City and a DJ here on WPGC 95.5 in Washington. And via satellite from New York, Steph Lova, morning DJ on WQHT Hot 97.
For sure.
We've been saying everybody admits, as Steph said before the break, that these songs are really about a lot of fun. But on the serious tip, there are a lot of folk who think that these kinds of lyrics are really degrading of black men and black women, brothers and sisters. What do you think, Tigger?
I think, well, first of all, it's degrading to a point for men. Got to take the men's standpoint. There are probably a lot of good men. I'm absolutely sure there's a lot of good men that may not have a lot of money, material things, and they may have to live at home.
And why should they be dogged for that?
Exactly. They may be a really good man. They just don't, they don't have that money flowing in like that, and that doesn't make them a scrub. If you're still a really good man, you treat your woman nice, treat your mothers, your sisters nice, why should you be a scrub because you don't have any money in your pocket?
Darcell, we all started somewhere. Frankie, we all started somewhere, and why should I dog you any more than you should dog me because we are doing the best we can with what we have?
Sure, but then you need to be with somebody that you're equally yoked with. I think they're talking about, their lifestyle and what happens every day. I mean, if zero multiplied, subtracted, and divided is still zero. If your brother riding on the passenger side, then find a sister who's riding on the passenger side.
But why do folk have to be equally yoked? I mean, are you going to judge me? I'm a good brother. You're going to judge me? You're going to judge me because I'm not driving a Mercedes or because I'm not making 6 figures or...
No, I'm not going to judge you by that.
Just because you got it out, we can still hook up, can't we?
Yeah, we can, if you have vision. If you're one of those brothers that have vision, but we recognize, and I'm not saying, and I want to say this to Tigger and all the folks that are watching, it's not about, trying to judge all brothers. Brothers recognize that there are those who have and have not. By far, you are not a scrub. Now, maybe once back in the day, you may have been. But I'm sure that today, Tavis, you are not that kind of brother. So, there are sisters that you look to compliment you, and TLC is no different than Steph, Lova, or myself, who are looking for brothers that are going to compliment us. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Steph?
Now, the Pigeons felt like they wanted to come back with their record, so the brothers are giving pound and got F's on their chest and all that, so y'all give love to the Pigeons. But the fact is, black women, when we go after, a brother with money or position of status, we got to be looked at as gold diggers. No disrespect, but when white women do it, it's a good professional business decision because that's what she deserves. We don't want anything any different than anybody else, so why should we be playing hater for that?
Steph, let me ask you this.
Right.
As you well know, there are an increasing number, a huge number of young white kids, boys and girls, who listen to hip-hop. I mean, everybody's digging on the hip-hop thing, no question about that. I wonder whether or not you think it's at all dangerous that it sets some sort of we can't say precedent because Roxanne was back in the 80s, as you mentioned earlier. But what do you think about the danger, if any, that these kinds of lyrics portend for black men and black women when you know that most of these records, 72% I'm told, are being bought by white kids? You bothered by the fact that brothers and sisters are being looked at as pigeons and scrubs in the eyes of a bunch of white folks?
Not exactly, because you could have some white scrubs, you know. They know this trailer park trash. You know, everybody got their name for it. I'm not, you know, trying to call nobody out their name or nothing, but everybody has the name. It is what it is. I think the real focus of this song is the built-up frustration from the sisters. If you look at a lot of the rap lyrics nowadays and a lot of the songs, bump and grind, you know, it's a real, you know, macho mentality that the guys are setting forth. And I think the only reason they came back so strong with No Pigeons is, you know, the guilty conscience syndrome. That's what I think it all stems from.
But is it fair though, Tigger, to say that if the shoe fits, wear it, and if it doesn't, don't wear it? I mean, I get bothered sometimes by this catch-all phrase that we throw up against the wall that says, if it fits you, you know, then it's you. If it doesn't fit you, don't take offense to it.
When the song first came out, a lot of people called up to, you know, PGC and was like, yo, we don't make that song. A lot of the brothers called up. And I actually had Chili on the radio one time, and she was like, well, it's not meant for everybody. Kind of if the shoe fits, wear it.
Chili Mom is a part of TLC. TLC, the group that did this song, No
40 Thieves, when their song came out, I had them on the radio as well, and they said, if it fits, fly south.
Yeah.
For the ladies. I think, primarily, I don't think that anybody should really take it personal unless, if it hurts your feelings, it must be something true about it for you.
The truth hurts.
You know what I'm saying? And if it really has nothing to do with you, you should laugh at it, or that, you know, that has nothing to do with you, so why should it bother you?
Frankie, is there, in your mind at least, is there a message, good or bad, anywhere up in these lyrics, either one of them?
But you know, Tavis, when you think about it, even if you go back to Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent, you know, it was the same response. You know, absolutely, if you want to be with me, you know, it was the same response. Even now, if you know, folks don't want to, you know, give TLC that love, Whitney Houston, it's all right. You know, it's not right. It's not okay. You know, anytime women need outlets, and this is no different than if Steph and I were watching and listening to the music, that we get an opportunity to really say, I feel your pain. I'm feeling what this is going through.
Frankie, what is socially redemptive about these lyrics? What is it about these lyrics that gets your point across to a brother who will actually listen to what you're saying?
But see, that's what I think Tigger's job and Tavis's job is to interact with others. When good brothers want to say, you know, this offensive to us or whatever, then it's time for good brothers to talk to those brothers who are out of order about getting in order, not putting the responsibility on the sisters to do that.
On that note, Steph, stand by. Let me take a break. On that note, we'll take a break. Tigger, when we come back, we'll have to announce when the brotherhood meeting will be.
Absolutely.
So we can explain what this stuff is all about, since Frankie has charged us with that duty. We'll take a break and come back and start taking your phone calls tonight. No pigeons, no scrubs. You're watching BET tonight on Black Entertainment Television, and we're back in just a moment.
Why the long face, Slick? Why? I'll tell you why. My car broke down. I lost my wallet. My dog Peppy turned against me. It's raining on me. And to top it off, I need to make a phone call, but I don't have any change.
Well, that's no biggie. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT. It's really fast and easy to use.
1-800-COLLECT?
Anyone can use it, and it can save a bundle, too.
Wow, thanks. Many things are looking up.
That's the spirit. 1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
At Aaron's, it always costs less. A whole lot less. Take this giant RCA 46-inch big screen TV with picture-in-picture. At Rent-A-Center, it's $31.99 a week for 156 weeks. But don't be fooled. Do the math. That's over $4,900. At Aaron's, it's $99.99 a month for 24 months. So you save over $2,300. And you own it 12 months sooner. You don't need credit. You own it much sooner. And you get the guaranteed lowest price. So why pay more? Do the math. Call Aaron's.
Kellogg's cereals with K-Essentials have calcium for strong teeth. K-Essentials, only from Kellogg's. What does your cereal do for you?
ain't your baby daddy. Not me, I can tell you that. Nah. Couple more songs you see there, all in the spirit of this battle of the sexes. Slang always requires a new glossary, and now we have 2 new words, pigeon and scrub. To your phone calls, we'll go in just a second, but first, Tigger, I cut you off. I think you wanted to comment on this question that I posed to Steph before the break about the impact, if any, you think that these kinds of lyrics and songs have on white kids who buy this stuff.
Well, I mean, hip-hop started in the Bronx. It was made for, still is made for, constructed by, thought up, conceived by young black males and females. And it's made for our people. It's made as a voice for our people. It's made as a way for us to vocalize our frustrations, the way we get down, how we like, you know, it's for us. Now, because of the commercial success of hip-hop, yes, it's branched out into suburbia America, and all these white kids buy hip-hop as well, and there's nothing really wrong with that, but it wasn't really constructed for them. And I think if people start constructing hip-hop or making hip-hop just, you know, so that it's acceptable to everybody or doesn't cast any negative images to young white kids, then it's going to change hip-hop and will no longer be hip-hop.
If you see white kids walking around calling white girls scrubs and pigeons, and you can blame the brothers and TLC for having started that mess. Yoshima in Michigan, thanks for holding you on the air, and I'm glad you called.
Hello.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Yoshima?
Yes.
You gonna talk to me? All right.
What you want me to say?
Whatever you want to say. I'm gonna hang up on you in 2 seconds.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
going to voice my opinion.
All right.
I think TLC did a real good job. You know, they just voicing on how they feel. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, as far as it being controversial, you know, why get upset over something like that? If it don't pertain to you, don't worry about it. You know, it's true. Don't a woman want no man coming up to them if you on the other side of the car.
But Yoshima, you don't think it's bad news? You don't think it's bad news? Period. That you have black men dogging black women and black women dogging black men. You like us dogging one another?
No, I do not. But, you know, people go do what they go do regardless. It's like people go say what they say regardless. You know, that's just how they feel. But if you know who the person you is on the inside, it shouldn't matter what nobody else thinks.
Have you bought, Yoshima, have you bought either one of these records?
Yes, I own TLC, no scrub.
But you don't own the pigeon song, though.
No, because I think the lyrics is kind of messed up, if you ask me.
All right.
They ain't even,
All right.
If they was going to try to come back on TLC, they should have came back with something better than
They should have came correct, huh?
Wow. Better than what they did, because the stuff they came out,
All right, Yoshima.
No sense.
I thank you for your phone call. Let me ask you, Frankie and Steph, whether or not you think. Now, just be honest with me. I know you got to take the lady side of this. You got to take the scrub side here. But do you think when the pigeon song came out, do you think it was a decent response? You think it was weak? You think she thinks Yoshima thought the lyrics were pretty weak. It wasn't a good comeback.
Well, it depends on what your likes and your dislikes are.
Probably you don't agree with the lyrics, but as a song, do you think it was like?
I think it was, and you know, as a matter of fact, I talked about it before leaving Detroit this afternoon, and there are a lot of sisters that like the pigeon song.
You tell folks you on my show tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I was gonna, yeah, absolutely. But there are a lot of sisters that like the pigeon song, and there's some brothers that like the scrub song. And in your piece before the show started, there was a brother that said, yeah, you living at home. But there's a key part in the TLC Scrubs part where she says, but if you don't show love to your shorty, oh, yes, I'm talking to you. She's talking about for brothers not only living at home and riding on the passenger side, but not giving love to their own children. Sure. So, you know, there is a message in the music, and I think both songs give a wonderful balance. I think they both represent men and women, and I think they're great fun songs.
Steph, you agree or disagree with Frankie?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with her because I think it's a nice medium that you find in both of the songs. Like, when you're in the club, it's kind of like which side is live, or, you know, and then you come to that middle point where everybody's kind of content and happy because, you know, the no scrubs just give brothers a chance to look at themselves. Like Frankie just said, correct yourself. If you ain't taking care of your child, you know, you're a scrub.
But Steph, here's the question. Are sisters going to correct themselves because of the pigeon song?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And there's some sisters who's not. That's just the way they live in. I mean, everybody can't be, popping Chris at the club iced out, you know.
Right.
That's not for everybody. Everybody got to live their life. But I think what Sporty Thieves are is saying, okay, ladies, I check myself now. You check yours. Look in the mirror and recognize, listen to what they're saying. You strip all week to go clubbing. There's something wrong with that. Now, if you doing that to feed your child or go to college, you know, there's an end to that mean. But if you're doing that to just, you in a cycle, you know, it's like a dog chasing his tail.
See, Stephanie, feeding your kids and going to college, my mother understands.
No.
But popping Chris iced out.
Nah,
You lost it. You got
it wrong, Tavis. I'm not saying your moms would understand, but I'm saying
just teasing.
I would understand. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, think about if she going to law school, you know what I'm saying? If she got children, you know, sometimes, sisters, you got to do what you got to do.
I feel you. I was just making fun of my mother was like totally lost.
Like you don't be up in there.
Iced out. Debbie in Pennsylvania, thanks for holding you on the air, and I'm glad you called.
Hello?
Hello, Debbie, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that slang has not changed. I'm going to go back past Roxanne. I'm going back to the 60s.
All right, go on, Debbie.
The men were thugs and the women were skanks. So the names haven't changed, just the age and the time. I think it's a lot, all in fun. I love TLC. When I heard the song, I got the CD. I play it every morning, every night. I love it. I think it's really fun. And I think that I'm waiting on the Scrubs to come back with a song to defend himself.
I know that's
I think it's all great, and I'm glad that there's this awareness today. But back in the day, it was the same way, and I want to say that nothing has changed but the times. And Scrubs come in all colors.
Well, no Scrubs has a cross. TLC has a cross-generational hit on its hands.
They actually have an answer. They have an answer to the No Pigeon song.
Yeah, there's another.
Well, LaFace would be fools not to put a response out with the money rolling in. Rodney in Massachusetts, thanks for calling. You're on the air, Rodney.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fine, sir. I'm a young black brother, 31 years old, you know, and I agree with TLC, you know, there are a lot of brothers out there, you know, who they want to, like they said, hanging out the passenger side of best friends, right? You know, trying to rap at girls, you know. That's the only thing they want to try to do is get with a girl. You know what I'm saying? They want, you know, in case if they got with somebody, you know what I'm saying? They probably, you know.
What are they gonna do, huh?
You know, they're not gonna claim. You know, if they meet someone, they're not gonna claim the child. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
Rodney?
like I said, I agree with them.
Okay, Rodney, I thank you for your phone call. Appreciate it. Rodney was killing us.
Rodney's killing us.
Rodney, I love you, but next time, turn that TV down.
And you're killing us,
Turn the TV down, but I love you.
us.
We got to take a break. We'll come back. Frankie, Tigger, Steph, Lova in the house. More of your phone calls for them as we talk about pigeons and scrubs and pigeons. We're back in just a moment. Stay with us.
What do you do when you get out of high school and you have nowhere to go? What's next? I tried college, but it wasn't for me. I was at a crossroads, but I knew I had to do something. So I joined Job Corps. And with the skills I learned, I got a job at Metro-Dade Police Department. But I have more places to go. One day, I'm going to be driving one of these.
Success lasts a lifetime. Join Job Corps. Call 1-800-733-JOBS.
Welcome back. We'll get back to our conversation with the pigeons and the scrubs in just a moment. But first, we want to tell you a quick word about what's happening here tomorrow night. Funny man and actor Damon Wayans stops by to chat with us tomorrow night. He'll give us an update on his latest projects, including his first book. I know some of y'all didn't think Damon could write, but he can, and he wrote a book. It's called Bootleg. Never a dull moment with Damon Wayans. You can catch him tomorrow night here as he talks to me at 11 Eastern. On BET tonight, tomorrow night, Damon Wayans, and that should be a lot of fun. Can't imagine it's more fun than this conversation, not about pigeons and scrubs. But we'll see what Damon has for us tomorrow night. We invited Sporty Thieves to come on the show tonight, the group that did the song, the pigeon song. We invited them to come on. They wanted to join us, but they couldn't because they are filming today the video for this. This song is out, but there's no video to it.
Right
so,
now.
exactly. So what do you expect, Tigger, with regard to images in this video when we finally see this thing on BET?
I think it'll be similar to the Cheapskate video, their first video that they put out. It's going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be a lot of jokes. It's going to be fun. And a lot is being like, in this whole conversation, it's yet to be said that, you know, they made the song, it was a lot in content about what they were saying about certain women, but it was really just making fun. It was just kind of like a fun way to show the male's point of view of a female scrub. You know what I'm saying? So I think the video, it'll be off the hook, which is kind of wild and crazy, so to speak, for mom.
Yeah.
And it'll have a lot of fun images, you know, like women being pigeons.
Steph, what do you expect in this video?
Well, actually, it's funny that you said that with the song, because the song started out as just a promo for Flex.
Right.
And, you know, like a 1 or 2 minute thing. I guess it got juicy to them, and they turned it into a whole song. And actually, you know, we were playing it from a DAT, you know, and then it just got really crazy, you know. But I expect the same thing. It'll probably be, you know, some club thing. As a matter of fact, I hear they're shooting it at a carnival right now. They're shooting it right now in New York. And it should be pretty hot because the song is hot. It gets just as many requests as TLC Scrub, and we actually made like a medley of the two together back to back to bump them like that.
Okay. Sebastian in Georgia, thanks for calling. You on the air, and I'm glad you called.
Well, first of all, I want to say it's a pleasure being on your show. I watch the show all the time.
Thank you, Sebastian.
And second of all, I don't think we have enough time to really talk about, you know, this black man and the black woman thing going on. But my comment is, you know, the song that TLC did, I don't think they, you know, could write the song and not expect, you know, a brother to come back and say, hey, you know, y'all talk about us, but at the same time, for every type of brother you have out there, you have the exact type of sister.
Take that, Frankie. Take that, Frankie. Take that, Frankie.
And that's what makes men feel good now. He just felt better that he was able to say, well, you know, now I have to. There's always got to be an equal footing. So, you know, TLC came out with Scrubs, 40 Thieves came out with Pigeons. Now, fellas, you should be all right.
Well, why can't it be equally true? I'm saying there are some scrubs, some guys not living right, and there are some women not living right.
And you know what?
Did you feel better did you feel better when the Scrubs song came out? So why should Sebastian not feel better when the Pigeon song comes out?
Well, because, see, there's a difference. Because men don't normally get this type of music for them to talk about women the way that women get an opportunity to talk about men as often. You know what I'm saying? And it's no different than, you know, Babyface when he said, soon as I get home from work. You know, there were a lot of brothers that hated that record.
He was lying.
But see, why did he have to lie?
He went over the top.
Why? Because it was a record that was geared to women.
Wash your clothes.
That's right, because that's what sisters would love to be in a situation where Tigger will come home and do something like that. There you go.
First of all, if I'm feeling if a man, any real man is feeling his wife like that and she's working longer than him or whatever, yeah, he's going to come home and do all of that. But Babyface, he was out making millions. First of all, he wasn't cleaning nothing. The main was cleaning. The son was cooking. No, but all right, well, Babyface.
We love Babyface.
He's my man, but I'm saying, as far as the Scrubs and Pigeons thing go, like I'm saying, Sebastian, feel good about yourself, man, because if you're not a scrub, you can stand up and look, I'm not a scrub.
Hey, but
it's all right. I understand.
Yes, Steph, go ahead.
Tavis, you don't see anything wrong with a 30-year-old man living in his mother's basement because the rent is cheaper. I mean, that's a problem. I mean, I don't want to, you know, I'm like getting forward in my career, and I think what we fail to look at right here is the sisters that are saying this, in my eyes, are like the sisters that are trying to do something with themselves. They're like, I could do battle by my lonesome.
But Steph, I had, since you asked me that question, let me respond to that right quick. I recall back in the day, I was right out of college. My first job was working for Tom Bradley, the late, great mayor of Los Angeles.
Right.
And I had two friends, two sisters who were talented. One of them worked with me in the mayor's office. The other one worked for one of the big, at the time, one of the big 8 accounting firms.
Okay.
Now, here I am, a brother went to school, struggling, working with the mayor of the city, trying to get my thing together. And both of these sisters, one of them is driving a brand new 300ZX. The other's driving a convertible BMW. And I'm like, I know y'all ain't making no more scratch than I'm making, but I can't afford to drive either one of these vehicles. You know why they were driving those cars? Because both of them were living at home. They were both living at home.
Yeah, but how old were you when you got out of college, Tavis?
My point is they were good sisters, and I wasn't going to play head on them then. I wasn't going to play head on them because they had a car that I couldn't afford. But my point is, it did not make them bad people because they could afford a car that I couldn't. They just chose to live at home.
Same age I was.
Same age I was.
Like 23, 24 when you get out of college.
Same age I was.
10 years after you get out of college, you should not be living with mom.
Wait, Steph, now, is there anything wrong with a 30-year-old woman living at home?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Tigger, you wrong for dating that sister right there. Easy now.
Steph, I still live.
Easy, big George.
Steph, I still live with my mama today, but she needs the rent. She needs the money.
But that's a matter of you choose to do that. You know, a lot of brothers, they'll go buy a Lexus before they go buy their mama a house. You know, and there's something wrong with pulling up in the project in the 300 and going into a small 2-bedroom with 8 people.
Right. Excuse my English. I ain't trying to change the subject here because I got to go to jail in Maryland. But Frankie, you know I'm telling the truth here. If I'm lying, slap me. The truth is, the truth is that a lot of these brothers live at home because y'all black women, mothers, let them. stay there.
See, but why does
Let
all
them
this
come
always
back
have to
home.
be
I
such a
mean, you scrub. I
player?
mean, you scrub. Your mama said, come on in, baby.
Yeah, but you know what?
Stay here, baby.
And sometimes it's the mothers that make poor men like that.
That make them scrubs.
That make them scrubs. You know what I'm saying? And even if you look at it, when young girls are growing up, they've got all kinds of responsibilities they have to have. You know, the guy, he's off doing something else. We are nurtured. We are nurtured as young girls to become the caregivers. And brothers today are not nurtured like that. So it's easy to be able to say, I don't have to do that. And you know what? As women, sometimes we're our own worst enemy. You could see a brother today, and he may be driving a hoopty. Tomorrow, he's driving an expedition, and all of a sudden, he becomes the king on the block. So
but you didn't notice it when he was driving that hoopty.
No, you know what? But see, a good sister will be able to recognize a brother with potential. There's a difference between a scrub, you understand, hanging out the side like in Detroit, out on Belle Isle, hanging out yelling at sisters out of the car, opposed to the brother like you working for the late great mayor who was in the mayor's office. You're a brother with potential.
How do women, if they don't give people in a hoopty a chance, how do you recognize that potential?
He needs to find a hoopty sister. That's all. He needs to find a hoopty sister.
Let me go. Steph, by one second. I got to get Gerald off this line. He's been holding. Gerald and Marilyn, thanks for being so kind to hold you on the air, Gerald.
All right, now how you doing, Tavis?
I'm well, man. How are you?
All right, now.
You ain't no scrub, are you?
All right, getting to the scrub, right?
All right, okay.
Coming up. You got young brothers coming up, right? Around 21.
Right.
I mean, you could be in training. Say like you're going for a cable installation. And here it is, you ride with your homeboys, right? Riding on the side is right.
Right.
Scrub. If the young lady don't even know who you are, for one. All right? I know, like Babyface, y'all was saying, the dudes who got all the cheddar, all the money, you know. You got brothers out here who show enough, out here struggling. I'm saying not really struggling. Got it going on, but the sisters don't even know.
So
because he howling at you.
Let me jump on that. Steph, let me come to you first. If a brother does appear to be, I mean, if he is in a hoopty and appears to be not making any money, not got the best car, how do you know, as Gerald asked, how do you know this brother's a scrub? This could be a good brother, but the appearance is what throws you off.
No doubt. But you know what? I like a little thug in a brother. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Tigger know how I go down. But for real, Tavis, it's all in the approach. You know, I don't mind a brother in a hoopty. You know what I'm saying? But if he comes, yo, girl, come here, let me chill you. You know, I'm like, it's different to be like, hey, sis, can I get a minute? I give him 60 seconds. You know, peek my watch every 30. Make sure we good, but I think it's all in the approach, though. A lot of brothers have to recognize how you step to a sister.
If you see Steph on the streets of New York and you're going to step to her, you make sure she gives you that 60 seconds. Mecca in California, you're on the air right quick. Go ahead, Mecca, right quick.
My comment is that I wouldn't want to deal with nobody that doesn't have something to offer me. I mean, I have a lot of potential. I go to school, I have a job, but no, I don't have a car. So why would I want to deal with somebody that doesn't have a car or doesn't have nothing to bring to the table? Because I'm not going to catch the bus to meet you. I'm 22, and I feel that if you can't bring more to the table or you don't have nothing to offer, no, I don't want to.
Well, Tigger, you got the last word. Last word to Tigger.
According to Frankie, if you broke, you supposed to be with somebody broke.
She didn't say she was broke. She said she was a student.
All right. What if he's a broke student and she's a broke student? Why can't they be broke students together?
Y'all need to get a joint.
That's what you said.
Hey, Mecca, I got to go. Mecca, all I can tell you in California is don't let me see you talking about a brother riding a bus with a bus pass in your hand. With a transfer in your hand. Don't let me see that. And I see a whole lot of sisters do that. Play a hit on a brother on a bus with a transfer in their hand. What's up with that? Steph Lova, I thank you for coming on.
Thanks a lot, Tavis.
You know you owe me 60 seconds, and I want it.
I got to.
All right. Frankie, you a caregiver. You owe me some care, and I want that. And Tigger's just nice to see you.
We just brotherhood.
Thanks for coming on. Nice to see you.
It's good to see you too.
How's that? Is that better? All right. There's more of this program coming up after the break. Cheryl Martin back with the rest of tonight's news, including, I really want you to see this. I met these young girls in L.A. not long ago. Stephanie Frederick reports tonight on some African Americans who are making quite a splash. Some young sisters. Don't go away. We're back in a moment.
Emerge, Black America's news magazine, gives you a different perspective of the news affecting you and the African American community. Look to Emerge for cutting-edge reports on politics, race relations, health, business, books, and more. Subscribe today for just $18.95 a year. Plus, you'll receive a free $19.99 Emerge African American History appointment calendar with your paid subscription. Order now. Call 1-800-219-6812 and get the hard truth only in Emerge.
Hey, Danny, listen to this.
Introducing a whole new way to stay in touch.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, now you're talking.
You're not gonna believe it.
Introducing Sprint Sense Anytime. Finally, a dime a minute keeps you in touch.
You know better than call me when my stores are on.
Call 1-888-IN-TOUCH now, and all calls are always just a dime a minute.
You serious?
Now your long-distance calls are always just a dime a minute.
Say what?
Now all calling card calls are always just a dime a minute.
Come on, talk to me.
Now calls made to your personal 800 number are always just a dime a minute.
Oh, honey, this better be good. You're interrupting my stories again.
Switch now to Sprint Sense Anytime, and you'll also get 100 minutes absolutely free.
That is good.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, well, that works for me.
Stay in touch for just a dime a minute.
Is that all?
It's your dime.
Well, that's music to my ears.
Now, isn't that the point of contact?
Who's this guy that keeps interrupting us all the time?
Call 1-888-IN-TOUCH. Sprint, the point of contact.
Ah, silence. So would I tell them their beloved V8 Splash is the only fruit juice drink with 100% of both vitamins A and C? That it's actually good for them because it's from V8? Nope. I rather like basking in the glow of this serene, yet all too brief moment. V8 Splash to health, happiness, and harmony.
Looking for fun things to do with your kids this summer? Just look under the label of specially marked bottles of V8 Splash.
When Elijah McCoy invented the lubricating cup for the steam engine in 1872, he set a standard for being the best.
Is this the real McCoy?
Today, the GMC Envoy builds on the heritage that GMC began in 1902, giving you the professional strength their trucks were designed to deliver with the style you know you want. While the GMC Yukon Denali adds another dimension of full-size power and luxury. And that's as real as it gets. The GMC Envoy and Yukon Denali, the real McCoy.
Cineburst with flavor crystals keeps on going chew after chew. It could be the taste that lasts longer than you. Cineburst, chew till it hurts.
Everybody grab a spoon and do the Cool Whip. Woo! Rub it, dub, make it better with the tub. Do the Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip, baby. But anyway you go, you bound to find a chicken in.
Right now, our chicken sandwich is just 99 cents. And it ain't nothing but delicious. Burger King. When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
And welcome back. I'm Cheryl Martin. Enough about those pigeons we've been talking about tonight. Let's talk about swans. BET News correspondent Stephanie Frederick has more on a swim team that's called just that.
It's phenomenal to watch them in the water. I get to dance and swim at the same time.
I've done a lot of sports, and this is the highest one I've ever done.
It's water gymnastics like you've never seen it before. They are the Synchro Swans, the only African-American synchronized swim team in the U.S. Led by their 19-year-old coach, Imajai Brooks, the Synchro Swans are making some amazing moves, winning championship after championship all over California. And they're doing it with style and grace.
1, 2, 3, up 4.
And don't let the smiles fool you. Even the tiniest among them is a force to reckon with in the water.
We are aiming to go to the Olympics. I want to travel the world, take this whole team and just show everybody in every country that what they do.
It was hard in the beginning because you had to know the basics, and now it's just learning the figure that my coach gives us and developing the strength to do it, which you can do by the time competition comes.
You gotta move your arms to support flow, and you gotta move your legs to stay above the water. And it's like you gotta be on key. You know, hold your breath if you gotta hold it for at least a minute. If that's how long you gotta stay in the water. No, I can't.
And what's really amazing, these girls and one guy, ages 7 to 14, have only been swimming together for 2 years. They practice at least 7 hours a week. As competition time draws near, they rehearse every day.
Oh, it teaches them discipline, it teaches them consistency, it gives them just an opportunity to raise their self-esteem. Plus, I think it's the greatest prevention program in the world. I mean, they don't have time to get in trouble.
On this day, we're with the Synchro Swans as they compete in their latest meet. The competition looks stiff. But when the senior swans take to the water, it's quite clear. These underwater gymnasts make a huge splash. Precision is the key, and with every twirl, boost, and technical sequence, they score points with the judges and the crowd. When the routine is over, the Synchro Swans learn their fate. They've done it again. So remember these smiling faces. You may see them again next time going for Olympic gold. In Los Angeles, Stephanie Frederick, BET News.
And in tonight's Spotlight, Master P foots a new shoe. Deion Sanders finds a bride, and Missy Elliott puts her money where her mouth is.
Tomorrow, Master P tried out for the NBA Charlotte Hornets but didn't make the final cut. Dallas Cowboys star Deion Sanders walked down the aisle last week, marrying New York model and actress Pilar Biggers. This is Sanders' second marriage. The newlyweds will reportedly reside at his home in Plano, Texas. And Missy Misdemeanor Elliott is kissing up to the public. She's teaming up with model Iman to start a new line of cosmetics.
Wrap again with her pasta and Parmesan. What is that? That is new.
Introducing Kraft shredded Parmesan cheese. Fresh taste. No grating, no waiting.
Can we open this? Oh, shut up and fight.
Forget these. Remember this. Smile. Eat. Make a mess. Make a memory. Escape to Red Lobster.
Welcome back to the program. We put a wrap on this edition of BET Tonight. We thank our guests for joining us tonight. Before I tell you about tomorrow night, let me say right quick, congratulations to Miss Botswana, crowned Miss Universe earlier this evening. Before we came on the air, I got a chance to check her out, and she's no pigeon. Join us tomorrow night for our show with Damon Wayans, the actor and comedian, now an author. Tomorrow night, we'll find out what's been happening with Damon Wayans, who will be here in the house with us tomorrow evening at 11 Eastern. Now we turn to Cheryl Martin to find out what's happening in the news tomorrow night. Cheryl?
In the news tomorrow night, Tavis, we will have commentary from Washington Post columnist Cortland Malloy. That's tomorrow night, and other news stories.
We will see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, that is. We'll see you tomorrow night with Damon Wayans. Until then, keep the faith.